Today we're going to talk about the do's and don'ts in Hoi An. Now I have a few recommendations to give you about visiting Hoi An, and I'm gonna share those with you today. So stay tuned. Oh, and by the way, if you do like my channel and my videos, don't forget to subscribe, and you can also hit the bell notification so you are aware every time I post a new video. First things first, how to get around. Now, as a European, I am used to riding a bicycle, and I love riding a bicycle. This is my preferred way to travel around town. It's faster, it's more convenient, it involves less walking. And the thing that I really loved about Hoi An was that there were so many bicycles and the city was not overcrowded with traffic, so it was actually possible to ride a bike and not be afraid for your life. Don't get me wrong, locals are not used to people riding bikes on the street because they usually use motorcycles, like motorbikes. But you have to always be careful when you are riding a bicycle on the street. Hoi An was definitely a city that you can do that. The only place that I encountered really bad traffic was literally in the old town, like 2 blocks away from it. That's it. After that, everything is pretty decent and you can actually ride a bicycle in it. And I was happy to find out that most of the hotels and hostels do offer bicycles for rent or for free, depending on where you're staying. But you can definitely get some for rent, and even if your place of accommodation doesn't offer them, there are a few places with big parking lots where people usually park their bicycles and motorbikes there, and they also offer bikes for rent, like both motorbikes and bikes. If you are going to listen to my advice and rent a bike so you can cycle through town, it might be a good idea for you to book your accommodation a little bit further away from the city center, because it's very crowded in the city center from tourists, nightlife, everything you can think of. And if you have a way of easy transportation, booking a little bit outside of the city center will be a very good idea. It will be very quiet. The place we booked even had a rooster. It was so quiet that the rooster was waking you up in the morning. It was perfect. And honestly, I didn't notice that many Grab cabs. Maybe it's a different situation lately. I did visit last year there. I'm not sure on the taxi situation this year how it is, but we didn't find that many taxis, Grab or Uber or whatever app you're using. We asked at the hotel. They said they can call us one for the airport, and this is to get to the airport, and this is the only one that we used. Going around town, it was always using the bikes. You could park them easily. For a small fee, you would have your bike secured. And here is a real don't. It's a big one, and I hope you listen. I'm sure you've seen in all of the videos people on boats in the river releasing lanterns made out of paper into the river, and they say this is for luck or for love or for whatever reason. But the truth is that Hoi An gets flooded every year, twice a year, and a few years ago they had a really bad flooding. A lot of people's businesses and their houses, and just it was very destructive. Part of the reason this happened was the fact that the river bench was so dirty that water, instead of flowing down to the sea, it was overflowing and it floods the city center. They flooded 9 times. I think it was 2022. My point is, if you're doing that boat on the river, I mean, it was nothing special. I wouldn't pay that again. It wasn't like a top thing for me. But if you want to do it, go ahead. Just don't release any paper lanterns into the river, because in the morning it turns out like basically you trash the river at night, and then in the morning people actually go and collect all the paper lanterns that are above the river. They basically clean the river from that. So it seems like a very pointless thing to do, and I would appreciate it if you guys can practice some conscious travel. One of the definite do's is go ahead and book yourself a free guide tour. Now, this is not a paid ad. This was recommended to me by a friend, and I would recommend it again. I found this tour on Guru Walk. I found this guide on Guru Walk. Basically, you join the guide for free, but then at the end of the guide, you have to tip them something. It's usually the cheapest one is like €5, which is not that much. we really enjoyed it because Hoi An has so much history and used to be such an important city for the international trade. It was also one of the cities that wasn't bombarded during the Vietnam War, which actually is why it's so beautiful, because you have all of these old buildings that are intact. So I definitely recommend that. They are also going to help you out with places to eat, places to drink coffee, and by the way, don't forget to drink egg coffee while you're in Hoi An. I drank the best egg coffee ever. It was incredible and I still dream about it in my sleep every once in a while. And here is a must. Definitely go ahead and do a cooking course in Hoi An. I had the best time, and it was also including the coconut boats that you do, because they're one next to each other. So you do the coconut boats and then you go ahead and do the cooking course. It was so much fun. We learned how to do so many things, including rice pancakes, which was so much fun to do. It only takes up half a day, so you can enjoy the other half with anything else you'd like to do. And here is also a suggestion for something you can do on the day you're going to fly back home or to the next location or whatever. If you have a later flight, meaning in the afternoon, it will take you 2 hours to make your own lantern. You can pick a course for lantern making, even if you're not very handy with your hands and you're not used to creating things from scratch. Remember that there are people there who will help you and basically make your own lantern. Basically, you're gonna try first, and if you can't do it, they're gonna help you out with it. But it was a very good activity to do. It only took us about 2 hours, and you get to take your own lantern back home. It was a very nice activity. I really recommend it. Overall, Hoi An was an incredible city. It was very chilled. It's nothing like Ho Chi Minh City with the amount of traffic and the hustle and bustle happening around. Hoi An is a very nice ancient town that you can just sit and relax there and enjoy a cup of egg coffee and explore the old town and the history that lies there. Overall, I'd say I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Scratch that, make it an 8. 8 out of 10, definitely. This was all for today. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and see you on the next one. Bye!